is your name?
My name is Kaanan Sahni.
And how long have you been a resident of Arcadia?
18 years.
What forms of social media would you say you utilize the most?
I use Instagram, YouTube, but I'd say the most, I use TikTok the most.
How many hours a day do you spend on social media?
Probably on average like 2 to 3 hours.
How would you say your use of social media affects your mental health? Do you think it's a net positive or negative effect?
A net positive on my mental health? Okay, I'd say it's a net negative on my mental health because as much as it is entertaining, I feel like I waste a lot of my day on social media and then I end up regretting it later. Another thing that I would add to that is, especially on Instagram, when you see other people having fun, posting a ton of like fun stuff, and I guess it kind of makes me feel a little sad sometimes when I'm just at home doing nothing. Everyone else is out having fun. I don't really post on social media, so I don't have anything to talk about in that area, but just for those things, it is kind of a negative effect on my mental health. Not to say that it's totally negative. There's a ton of fun stuff about social media that just keeps me entertained and stuff like that. I learn a lot of new stuff, keep in touch with people that I normally won't keep in touch with, but as a net whole, it would be negative.
Describe your relationship with social media.
I guess maybe not a good relationship. Maybe I use social media too much. I think if I use it less, maybe it'll be better because it is fun to scroll on TikTok, fun to scroll on Instagram, but I waste a lot of my hours on it, and it has shortened I feel like TikTok especially has shortened my attention span, and maybe I should have a better relationship with social media, or I would if I used it less.
How do you see social media affect those around you?
I'd say a lot of people around me are similar to me, like my friends. They also, I feel like a lot of people have similar problems to me because social media is just addictive in general, especially TikTok. I've had tons of conversation with people saying that, oh yeah, I'm stuck in the same thing. We're stuck in that TikTok loop and you're just scrolling for hours. There is a whole group of people that do use or post on social media, and that's a whole different aspect of social media where people are worried about likes and followers and how good they look, how good they want to present themselves, and I feel like that's also something that could negatively affect people, but I don't really go through that. I know they do. I can't speak for them, but I'm assuming it's also kind of a negative effect.
Do you think there are any ways to remedy these effects?
To remedy the effects? Not really. I mean, social media is always going to be how it is. There's not really anything you can do to change that except get off social media. There's nothing social media can change about itself, really. I don't think. I mean, at the end of the day, they make it addictive, like especially for TikTok. They make it addictive because they want more people to view it. And it's not really their fault. It's just the nature of when you have short videos, it's going to be addictive no matter what they do. There's nothing you can really do to change it except just get off. That's all you can do. There's nothing they can do to change that.
All right. Are there any additional comments or emotions you have about social media that you would like to express?
I mean, at the end of the day, it is very entertaining and there are positives to it. Like you will meet people, see people that you would never see in real or without social media. People that, across the state, across the country. You can keep in touch with people, especially now I'm going to college. I'll be able to keep in touch with people or see how people's lives are that I knew in high school, even though they're halfway across the country at a different college or anything like that. But if I were to choose to have a society without social media or with social media, I would probably choose a society without social media. But since we do have a society with social media, it is a good, I'm not gonna get off it at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's on it, I'm gonna stay on it. It's entertaining, get to keep in touch with people. If I were to decide as society as a whole to not have it, I would take that, but we have it, so I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna still be on it 2-3 hours a day probably.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.